The city of Norbad looked calm on the surface, neon lights shining, late-night traffic humming, and the smell of street food drifting through the air. But inside policeman's cabin, the air was heavy, thick with worry. For the past 2 months, a mysterious digital gang had been terrorizing the city. Not by guns, not by bombs, but through phones. Young people received strange anonymous messages. Greater than, your data has been hacked. Send money if you want your life back. Videos, photos, chats, everything stolen. Some people paid, some stayed silent, but the gang kept growing bolder. Policeman, sitting alone at his desk, stared at the screen filled with strange numbers and scripts. Someone out there is controlling the city like a puppet, he whispered. A knock on the door. Sir, there's another victim, said Officer Adil, entering with a trembling teenager. His entire phone has been hacked. Policeman studied the boy. Eyes red, hands shaking, fear swallowing him whole. Beta, don't worry. Tell me exactly what happened. I didn't do anything. I just clicked one message, the boy said, voice cracking. After that, they took everything. Policeman clenched his jaw. This wasn't just hacking. This was digital kidnapping. That night, policeman didn't go home. He stayed in the cyber room, scanning logs, tracking signals, reading lines of code no ordinary officer could understand. Hours passed. Coffee cups piled up. The room grew colder. Suddenly, a blinking red line flashed on the monitor. A location. A signal. The gang had made a mistake. A small device somewhere in the city had briefly connected to their main server. Policeman zoomed in. Coordinates pointed to Block 17 Old Warehouse District. A perfect place for criminals. He grabbed his jacket and rushed out. The warehouse area was silent. Just the sound of distant dogs barking and the faint whistle of wind. Broken street lights flickered like dying candles. Policeman stepped out of his car and scanned the surroundings. Something felt wrong. Too quiet. Too empty. He moved toward a locked metal door, carefully touching it. Warm. Someone had recently used it. He kicked it open. Inside, the room was filled with wires, routers, and old computer screens blinking faint light. The entire setup looked abandoned, but not for long. Policeman walked slowly, analyzing every corner. A chair, still slightly rotating, caught his attention. Someone had left moments ago. He leaned forward to inspect the desk when suddenly, beep, beep, beep. A small device under the table started blinking fast. Policeman's heartbeat spiked. A motion-triggered trap. He dove backward. Boom. A controlled blast erupted, shaking the warehouse, filling it with smoke. Policeman rolled behind a pillar as debris rained down. He coughed, covering his face. Through the smoke, a robotic voice echoed. Greater than, policeman, turn back. This isn't your world. A speaker hidden somewhere. Policeman squinted. I don't care whose world it is, he said calmly. I protect my people, and I'm coming for you. Silence. Then the voice replied. Greater than, let's see if you can catch shadows. The speakers shut off. Policeman scanned the wreckage. Amid burned wires, a single small flash drive lay on the ground, half melted but still intact. He picked it up. This is your first mistake, he whispered. Back in the cyber lab, he inserted the damaged drive into the secure system. Screens flickered, codes danced, hidden sequences emerged. Adil looked shocked. Sir, this isn't a normal gang. This is a global-level network. Yes, policeman said. And Norbad is just their testing ground. The drive contained a single encrypted file. After 30 minutes, policeman broke the encryption. A message popped up. Greater than, welcome to level 1, officer. If you want to stop us, solve the puzzle. Below it was a strange pattern. Coordinates hidden inside symbols. A map drawn in randomness. A countdown timer of 72 hours. Adil gulped. Sir, this is a challenge. Policeman's eyes hardened. No, Adil, this is a war, and it has just begun. The screen blinked. Level 1 location unlocked. Norbad Public Library, basement. Policeman stood up, holstered his gun, tightened his uniform. Time to enter the shadows. He walked out of the lab as the countdown timer kept ticking. 71 hours 59 minutes and 58 seconds. 71 hours 59 minutes and 57 seconds. 71 hours 59 minutes and 56 seconds. The hunt had officially begun. The night was darker than usual as policeman arrived at the Norabad Public Library. A historical building. Silent, cold, abandoned at this hour. The countdown on his watch flashed. 69 hours left. He pushed the heavy wooden door. It creaked like a haunted memory. Dust floated in the air like tiny ghosts. Bookshelves stretched endlessly. A single yellow bulb flickered above. Policeman's footsteps echoed, each step reminding him this place once held knowledge, now it held danger. He reached the back side of the library where a small, rusted staircase led downward. A board hung above it. Greater than, basement closed for 10 years. Policeman smirked. Perfect place to hide a clue. He descended into darkness, one step at a time. The basement was colder than ice. Broken desks, old typewriters, spiderwebs everywhere. He switched on his flashlight. As he scanned the room, something reflected light back. A computer screen, dust-covered, apparently dead. But no, it was glowing faintly. A small sticky note was attached to it. Greater than, time to prove yourself. Policeman tapped a key. The screen turned bright white. A message popped up. Greater than, welcome to level 2, officer. Solve or die. Suddenly the basement door slammed shut behind him with a metallic bang. Policeman turned instantly. Locked. From outside, a digital timer appeared on the computer. 10 minutes. Adil's voice crackled on policeman's radio, distorted. Sir, we lost your signal. We can't track you. Sir, can you hear me? Sir. But the radio went dead. Policeman took a deep breath. Trap accepted. On the computer screen, random symbols rotated. Delta P omega therefore n airy summation proportion nabla. Below them, greater than, match the sequence. One mistake equals explosion. Policeman began analyzing. These symbols, they're referencing coordinates, Greek, mathematical positions. He remembered the flash drive's pattern. It's the same language, the same coder. He quickly rearranged the symbols using a virtual board. 9 minutes left. 8:30, 8:10. Sweat trickled down his temple. Suddenly the screen flashed red. Wrong move. A loud click echoed from one of the walls. A metal panel slid open. 3 small red LED dots activated, laser ignition points. Bomb. Policeman whispered. He leaned forward, studying the panel. But then, he noticed something strange. The lasers weren't pointing at him. They were pointing at a single bookshelf. Not a bomb, a burner device. He moved fast. If the lasers activated, the entire bookshelf would catch fire, destroying whatever clue was hidden there. He corrected the sequence. Omega n airy summation proportion delta therefore nabla p. 7 minutes left. The screen stayed silent for 5 long seconds. Then, greater than, accepted. The lasers shut off. The panel closed. Policeman exhaled deeply and rushed to the bookshelf. Books looked normal, but the shelf itself felt hollow. He pulled it. A secret door opened. Behind it was a narrow chamber glowing with blue neon lights. He stepped inside. The chamber was filled with hundreds of photographs pinned across the walls. But not random people, all victims. Every person who had been hacked. Their faces marked with digital codes. At the center of the room was a large holographic display. When policeman approached, it turned on automatically. A masked face appeared, completely covered in digital static. The voice spoke. Greater than, policeman, you're faster than we expected. Policeman narrowed his eyes. Who are you? The digital face chuckled. Greater than, a ghost. A shadow. The one who decides which secrets stay hidden, and which lives get destroyed. Policeman stepped closer. Why Norabad? The voice paused. Greater than, because Norabad is perfect. A small city with weak digital defenses. A playground for our testing. Policeman clenched his fist. You're cowards hiding behind screens. The voice grew deeper. Greater than, and you're a man stuck in an old world. You can't fight what you can't see. Policeman's eyes burned. We'll see. The hologram flickered and displayed a new set of coordinates. Level 3. Shadow Point. Abandoned metro tunnel. Time remaining. 66 hours. A final message appeared. Greater than, come alone. Or Norbad goes dark forever. Suddenly, the lights in the chamber started flickering. Electric sparks ran along the walls. Policeman realized. Another trap. He jumped out through the secret door, sprinted up the basement stairs, and kicked the main door open moments before. Boom. The entire basement exploded behind him, dust and debris flying. He rolled across the ground, coughing. Adil and the cyber team arrived moments later. Sir, are you okay? What happened? Policeman stood up slowly, brushed the dust off his uniform. They're not just hackers. They're monsters. Adil swallowed hard. What now, sir? Policeman looked at the burning library behind him, then at the coordinates glowing on the ruined device in his hand. Now, we go underground. He stared at the countdown. 66 hours 0 minutes and 2 seconds. 66 hours 0 minutes and 1 second. The next battle would be in the shadows. Deep beneath Norbad, where no sunlight ever touched. The abandoned metro tunnels of Norbad were the kind of place even criminals avoided. Silent, cold, forgotten by time, policeman stood at the rusted entrance gate, the smell of damp moss and old concrete filling the air. His flashlight beam sliced through the darkness as he stepped inside. The countdown on his wrist flashed. 64 hours left. Every footstep echoed like a ghost walking beside him. For a moment, the silence felt so heavy that even breathing sounded loud. Dash dash dash. He walked deeper into the tunnel. Walls cracked, water dripping, warning signs eaten by rust. But then, something unusual caught his attention. New footprints. Several, many, leading toward the deeper section of the metro. Policeman crouched and inspected. These prints are fresh, maybe an hour old. He tightened his grip on the flashlight and followed. A faint humming sound began rising. Like generators, or servers. He moved closer. Suddenly, a flicker of red light. Then more. The entire tunnel lit up in a thin red glow from laser detectors. A trap, again. Policeman muttered. They think I'm afraid of light. Let's dance. He studied the pattern. Lasers crisscrossed like a spiderweb. One wrong movement equals metal spikes from the wall. He took a deep breath. Bent low, stepped sideways, leapt over one beam, slid under another. Every movement was silent, precise, dangerous. Halfway through, one laser suddenly moved. A dynamic trap. Policeman instantly reacted, dropping flat on the dirty ground as the beam passed inches above his back. Nice try, he whispered. After 3 tense minutes, he made it through. Dash dash dash. Ahead, a huge metal door stood in the tunnel wall, glowing with blue digital locks. It wasn't built by the government. This was new, installed secretly. Police. Man touched the panel. A robotic voice spoke. Greater than, access denied. State your identity. Policeman stood straight and said calmly. Policeman. The system paused, then replied. Greater than, identity verified. Welcome to level 3. The door slid open. Policeman's eyes widened. Inside was a massive underground chamber. Filled with servers. Hundreds of them. Lights blinking like stars. Wires crawling across the floor like metal snakes. At the center, 3 masked figures stood waiting. Dark hoodies. Digital masks. Voices distorted. Leader spoke first. Greater than, welcome, officer. Policeman scanned the room. Weapons on the table. Monitors showing the entire city. You run this whole operation from here, he said. The second masked figure laughed. Greater than, we don't run it. We test it. Policeman frowned. Test? For what? The leader stepped forward, tilting his digital mask. Greater than, a digital purge. A new world. A city controlled by codes, not laws. Policeman clenched his jaw. You destroy innocent lives for fun. The leader raised a finger. Greater than, not for fun. For evolution. The third member tapped a tablet. Screens lit up around the chamber. Policeman saw live feeds. Banks, hospitals, traffic system, power grid, all showing. Infected 68%. Policeman's heart pounded. You're hacking the entire city. The leader nodded proudly. Greater than, in 64 hours, Norbad will collapse. And you can't stop it. Policeman stepped forward. I've stopped worse. The second masked figure scoffed. Greater than, not this time. Your tools are outdated. The leader tapped a key and the chamber lights suddenly dimmed. Spotlight dropped on policeman. Greater than, here's your challenge, officer. A metallic cylinder descended from the ceiling. Inside it, a small cube blinking red. Greater than, this is the core virus. Solve the cipher, stop the virus. Fail, and Norbad goes dark forever. Policeman walked closer. What's the catch? The leader chuckled. Greater than, catch, you're surrounded. Suddenly, from the shadows, 10 men appeared. Not hackers. Armed guards. Rifles ready. Policeman's eyes narrowed. Cowards. You hide behind guns and keyboards. The leader raised a hand. Greater than, if you manage to escape alive, we'll continue the game. Policeman smirked. Oh, I'll escape. And I'll take your toy with me. He grabbed the virus cube. The alarm screamed. Guards charged. Policeman flipped the table, ducked behind it, and the bullets tore through metal and sparks. He rolled sideways, kicked one guard's knee, punched another in the jaw, then knocked the rifle from a third. 3 down, 7 left. Tunnels echoed with chaos. One guard swung a baton. Policeman blocked with his forearm and elbowed him in the throat. Another rushed him. Policeman grabbed him by the arm and threw him into the server rack. Electric sparks burst. 3 more to go. One aimed a gun at his head from behind. Click. Policeman dropped low, spun, grabbed the attacker's leg, and kicked him hard enough to slam him into the wall. 2 remained. They hesitated. Policeman stared at them coldly. Move. They ran. Dash dash dash. He rushed toward the exit with the virus cube in hand. Alarms flashing. Red lights dancing. Behind him, the leader's distorted voice echoed. Greater than, run while you can, policeman. Part 4 won't be so easy. Policeman sprinted through the tunnel, the entire chamber exploding behind him. He jumped out of the metro passage as flames roared. Breathing heavily, he looked at the cube in his hand. Adil's voice crackled. Sir, we found your signal again. Are you safe? Policeman stared at the burning tunnel. No, Adil, not yet. He held the blinking cube tightly. But we're close. He looked at the countdown. 61 hours 48 minutes and 10 seconds. 61 hours 48 minutes and 9 seconds. The final level awaited. The flames from the underground explosion still glowed behind him, but Policeman didn't stop. Not now. Not when the final 61 hours were ticking away. In his hand, the small virus cube blinked red, slowly, dangerously, like a heartbeat ready to stop. He jumped into his vehicle and sped toward headquarters. Adil and the cyber team ran toward him the moment he entered. Sir, are you okay? We thought. Policeman held up the cube. No time. We need this decrypted. Adil gulped. Sir, this looks like military-grade encryption. Policeman's jaw tightened. Then we'll break it like we break everything else. Dash dash dash. Inside the cyber lab, the team worked non-stop. Screens lit up. Code streamed. Machines hummed like angry bees. The cube projected a rotating hologram, a digital skull surrounded by numbers. A message hovered. Greater than, final level. 1 wrong move equals city blackout. Adil wiped his forehead. Sir, this encryption isn't from Norbad, or Pakistan, or Asia. Policeman raised his eyebrow. Then where? Adil whispered. International Dark Net Syndicate. This gang is part of a global shadow network. Policeman stared at the cube. So Norbad is the testing lab. Exactly. Policeman closed his eyes for a moment. Then opened them, sharp, deadly, determined. Then we end them here. Dash dash dash. 5 hours later, the hologram suddenly shifted, revealing coordinates. Policeman leaned forward. This is Norbad Control Tower. Adil's face turned pale. Sir, that's the building which controls the entire city grid, electricity, water, traffic, communication. If they plant the virus there. Policeman completed the sentence. The whole city becomes a hostage. The cube beeped once. A timer appeared. 8 hours. Before automatic virus release. Policeman stood. Helmet on. Gloves tight. Eyes burning with purpose. Adil, lock down the city network. No signals in or out. Adil nodded. Sir, what are you going to do? Policeman stepped toward the door. Finish the game. Dash dash dash. The last hunt begins. The control tower stood tall and silent in the night. Massive, cold, steel like a titan watching over the city. Policeman approached cautiously. The front gate was open. Too easy. Too inviting. He walked inside. Dark. Empty. Not a single guard. Then suddenly, lights flickered on. On every monitor appeared the masked leader's digital face. Greater than, welcome, policeman. Policeman scanned the hall. Show yourself. Greater than, soon. First, enjoy the tour. The screens shifted, showing live CCTV footage from the city. Banks, ready to wipe accounts. Hospitals, ready to shut life support. Traffic grid, ready to cause citywide crashes. Policeman clenched his fists. You're finished. The leader laughed. Greater than, we are everywhere. You are alone. Policeman cracked his neck. Alone is enough. Dash dash dash. He kicked open the main door to the top floor. Inside, the room glowed neon blue, servers spinning like tornadoes of light. And there he was, the masked leader, standing calmly, behind a massive console with the virus upload interface. Greater than, you made it. Almost on time. Policeman walked forward, step away from the console. The leader tilted his head. Greater than, or what? You'll shoot me. Policeman pulled out his gun, pointed at the leader's head. Don't test me. The leader tapped a key. Virus upload. 5%. Policeman fired instantly, but the bullet hit a transparent shield. The leader laughed. Greater than, you think we didn't plan for you. He pressed another key. Virus upload. 18%. Policeman ran to the console, trying to break the shield with his baton. It didn't even crack. You can't win, the leader teased. You're fighting the future. Policeman growled. I am the future. He scanned the shield, noticed a faint blinking light on the side panel. A power source. He leapt sideways, rolled over cables, jumped behind the server rack, and found the power panel. The leader shouted. Greater than, stop. You don't know what you're doing. Policeman ripped the wires out. Sparks flew. The shield flickered. Off. Policeman charged forward. The leader grabbed a metal baton. Swung. Policeman blocked with his arm guard. Clash. Spark. Pain. The leader kicked. Policeman countered. Punch after punch. Both collided like two storms. The console beeped. Virus upload. 49%. Policeman attacked with full force. Hit the leader in the ribs. Kicked his knee. Elbowed his jaw. The leader stumbled. Policeman smashed the baton across his mask. Crack. The mask broke. The face behind it was shockingly young. Barely 22. Policeman stared. You're just a kid. The leader spit blood. Greater than, a genius. Greater than this city, and this world. Policeman shook his head. No genius destroys people. He slammed the leader onto the floor. Handcuffed him. The console flashed. Virus upload. 72%. Policeman ran to stop it. Error. No buttons. No cancel option. Adil's voice crackled through the comm. Sir, you have to decrypt the cube. It's the only kill switch. Policeman slammed the cube onto the console. It projected a circular code puzzle. Time remaining. 0 hours 4 minutes and 32 seconds. Policeman's fingers moved fast. Breaking sequences. Matching symbols. Decoding strings. Bypassing firewalls. Adil yelled through the speaker. Sir, 2 minutes left. If the virus launches, Norbad goes dark, forever. Policeman's heartbeat thundered. He typed faster. Holograms shifted. The code began cracking. 0 hours 1 minute and 9 seconds. Policeman. Come on. Come on. The leader laughed weakly from the floor. Greater than, you won't make it. Policeman ignored him. Broke the last code string. The cube flashed bright white. The console froze. Virus upload. 99%. Everything stopped. Silent. Dead. Then the console displayed. Greater than, virus neutralized. Policeman exhaled deeply. Norbad was safe. Dash dash dash. Outside, dawn broke over the city. Birds sang. Lights turned on. Life continued. Adil approached Policeman with respect shining in his eyes. Sir, you saved millions. Policeman looked at the sky. No, I just protected my city. He glanced at the captured leader being taken away. Darkness will always come. But Norbad will always have light. Adil smiled. Because it has policeman. Policeman walked forward as the sun rose behind him. His shadow long, strong, unbreakable. The nightmare was over.